Under the cover of darkness, fresh arrivals set foot on Italian soil. These migrants were picked up after being spotted by the Coast Guard in the Mediterranean. Over the space of a few hours, 5 other boats full of people also landed on Lampedusa, the island that for years has been at the front line of Italy's migration crisis. Former Interior Minister Matteo Salvini may not be everyone's cup of tea, but his hardline anti-immigration policies did seem to resonate with Italians. His most famous, perhaps, and most popular move was to close Italy's ports to charity rescue ships. Before Salvini's party, the League, came to power as part of a coalition, Italy had been described as collapsing under the weight of migrants. In 2017, almost 120,000 arrived via sea routes. In 2018, the year Salvini closed the ports, that dropped to a little over 23,000. Many had hoped that the end was in sight. Now, that seems to be fading.
I think there has already been a new immigration peak. This is the new beginning of immigration for Lampedusa.
I'm very worried, to be honest. I'm especially worried by all the small boats that are landing. I would not want the situation to end up as it was in 2011.
I hope that Salvini might return to the government so that he might re-establish, let's say, an equilibrium in the island and stop this trafficking.
Now Italy has a new government, one that is more pro-EU and has distanced itself from the politics of Salvini. It's using much softer language over the issue of migration, and it's reopened the ports. For some, this is the start of a slippery slope.
We will probably have a huge surge, a huge rise in the number of migrants coming to Italy. And we are basically not able to deal with this situation, and it's very unlikely that every state in the EU will take its own quota, even if they said so, because it never happened before. So Italy will face a major migration crisis very soon.
In the first few weeks of September, official figures show that around 1,700 migrants landed in Italy via the sea. That's double what it was in the same period last year. Now, while 4 EU countries have agreed a relocation plan for migrants that arrive in Italy, this is only a temporary emergency mechanism. It still has to be presented to other EU members later this month, and it will remain voluntary. That's raising some eyebrows. In Lampedusa, there is also scepticism over the offer of help from the EU.
I say they do nothing at all. Everyone thinks about themselves.
I would like to trust, but I do not, because everyone has their own interests in Europe. Germany looks after its own interests, France does too.
I believe Europe looks more to its own interests than to those of a single country and has often left Italy alone, too many times.
Even if EU members agree on a way forward to deal with migration, it still doesn't resolve the issues Italy continues to face as a result of migration that's already taken place. 6 countries have already reimposed random border checks to stop migrants moving, and stop and search operations are being ramped up on the German border. And if the levels of immigration rise once more, many Italians fear that they will be once again left struggling alone with the burden. Charlotte Dubinsky for RT.